Hey guys, welcome to the class. Today we will focus on the psoas muscles. We'll try to release them. We'll try to relieve any tension or stress you may carry on in the muscle. It's a big muscle in the body. You can check the images. It will be quite difficult for me to explain or to show you, but it attaches to the 5 vertebrae, with the last vertebra of the thoracic spine and 4 vertebrae of the lumbar spine. So it's like branches out and connects to all 4 vertebrae. And then it goes through the back side of the iliac bones, the pelvic bones, and then it goes through the, it's called lesser trochanter of the femur bone, of the thigh bone, and it touches behind it. So it's responsible for lifting a leg, or when it lengthens, it just allows us to bring the leg back. So when we walk, that motion with the legs, that's what we need the psoas muscles for. And running as well. The psoas muscle has a direct connection to the nervous system, because especially when in times of stress, imagine people million years ago, right, when we were still developing, and at the moment of potential danger, let's say all of a sudden you face a tiger or a bear or a lion, so the nervous system was sending signals to the psoas muscle to be activated so we can run away from the danger. But these days we perceive danger on a daily basis, but normally it's from the screens of the TV sets or computers or the phones, and normally we sit on the sofa and we don't address this activation of the muscle anyhow, and then it gets stored there. It builds up in the psoas muscle, and eventually it brings even more tension into the muscle. That's why it's really important to make sure that you find a way, time to relax, to stretch, to lengthen, to release the tension from the muscle. And we'll do a few exercises specially designed for that today. So for the class you will need a blanket, any blanket. It can be yoga blanket if you have one. If you don't happen to have one, any blanket would work. So we're going to make a roll out of the blanket. And you also need a block. I'm sitting on the block right now, but here's your block. We're going to use it for a couple of exercises. Make sure that you have your block somewhere close by so you can grab it during the practice. And fold your blanket 4 times first, and then fold it double again. So you will end up with, depending on the size of the blanket you have. So I will show you the size of the roll you will need to make, and you will do the calculations and the folding, according to the size of the roll you need to get. And then you roll your blanket in a tight roll, and that probably will be the size, because again the blanket is quite soft. If you have something more sturdy, then maybe make less of a roll, less diameter. If that doesn't work for you, make it less. So it's really up to you. And we're going to place this roll like this on the middle, in the middle of the mat. And we're going to sit with the pelvis touching the mat, the roll. Bend your knees, place your feet onto the floor. Gently press with your feet down so you activate the muscles of your legs. And then gently release your elbows onto the floor. From here, make sure that you have your feet not too far apart from your pelvis, not too close. Just find the right distance. Then make sure that not your sacrum but your lower back is on top of the roll. Press with your heels, lift your pelvis, and we're going to keep it off the floor for the whole exercise. some people are really flexible and they are able to release it down, but normally it creates a lot of tension in the last two vertebrae of the lumbar spine. So it's really important that you keep it slightly off the floor, even if you're super flexible and you can release it, you can easily release it down. And then with the pressure of your heels, you release your shoulders down. You release your shoulders, wiggle your shoulders slightly away from the ears, press with the back of your head. If you have a ponytail like me, maybe you need to take it off just for the moment, so you have a nice connection of the back of your head to the floor. And feel that the more you press, the more you can lengthen through the crown. It will help you to lengthen through your neck, and maybe wiggle your shoulder blades a little bit more so you feel that they're flat on top of the mat, and you have nice and elongated neck here. Then place your hands on top of your lower ribs, and the psoas muscle has a connection because it starts right up there, quite high up, and we have the diaphragm here. And through fascia, they have a connection, meaning that if your psoas muscles are really tense, they can spread the tension to the different muscles, including your diaphragm. And then the way you breathe becoming too sporadic and shallow because your diaphragm can't perform the normal movement it normally does to support your breathing. So it's very important that we have the psoas and we address the psoas so we can address the diaphragm as well. And very nice way to do that is to keep your ribs in. So instead of flaring them out, spreading them out towards the sky, keep them in. So imagine that you're closing them down and in towards your belly button. That will allow you to breathe and direct your inhalation all the way down towards your belly. And exhale, you start from the belly. It will engage a nice and deep movement of the diaphragm, and it engages a nice way of breathing, and we call this abdominal breathing, which is an amazing way to breathe, and it really calms the body down. It really activates the part of the nervous system which is responsible for the for digestion, for eliminating or detox of the body, for functioning of the body in a normal situation, not in the stress. So we can really feel that the body is being restored, and just enjoy that. Maintain the pressure of your heels to the floor. That will help you to maintain the pressure of the roll onto the lower back light. Sometimes I even suggest that you close your eyes and just soften here. The muscles of the lower back we're addressing right now, they connected, they're on top of the superficial muscles, but sometimes they are too tense, so the whole area is tense. So we need to address them first to see that we can start relaxing the whole area of your lower belly and your pelvis. And this is the area of your psoas muscles. And the muscles on the lower back, especially if you have problems with your lower back, sometimes they feel like cables and so difficult to relax the zone. That's why maintain the pressure of the heels and maintain the connection of the lower back with the roll light. And just wait and see how you can relax a little bit more. And we use the gravity. The gravity is your best friend here, so you can really soften and melt towards the floor, but keep your pelvis off the floor. And we stay here a little bit longer. And if you still feel that there is tension in your lower back, it's difficult for you to relax the zone, and for many people it is the case. Try to inhale, opening your rib cage, creating space in the body, and exhale exactly into the zone above the roll, and feel that your exhalation brings relaxation as well. So simple exercise, but it's really relaxing, it's really grounding, calming down. It's allowing us to soften within the whole body, and especially in the zone of the lower back, which is quite, a lot of people have problems with the lower back. Lower back pain, probably one of the widely spread complaints or issues in nowadays world, unfortunately. So I'll try to release that as well. Keep breathing. Keep softening. And if you feel, just feel that the muscles, as you keep exhaling into the area above the roll, slowly start melting and relaxing. Sometimes it brings sensations in the lower back, and we're quite often afraid of those sensations. Please don't be, because it's a nice release, and you will feel the effect of the practice right after when we finish, and it feels so good. So just be there, and if it's getting too much, then keep the pressure of the heels to the floor. Steady. Good. And then on the next inhale, bring your knees and your feet touching together in the middle of your mat. Keep your feet where they are. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your knees over towards your right to one o'clock. Yeah, just a little bit towards your right. That will address more the muscles on the right side. And sometimes instead of melting, we're hardening, because again, we feel that it may be dangerous for the body because the whole area is too sensitive. But you try to relax. Again, inhale through your sternum, expanding through the rib cage, and exhale into the zone above the roll. Try to keep your eyes closed. So today we will be working completely in a different way, but we will be addressing exactly a certain part of the body. So it's more like a therapy, it's more like a yoga therapy, and it feels so good, feels so liberating. So just relax and enjoy. Inhale, bring your knees to the center. Feel the difference between the right and the left. And then exhale your knees towards your left to 11 o'clock, no more than that, a little bit. And feel that you are able to exhale to the zone above the roll. Keep your pelvis off the floor, but again, feel that you're softening above the roll. Keep the pressure of your heels. Keep your shoulders relaxed and away from the ears. Keep the pressure of the back of your head. So the whole area from your shoulders up, completely relaxed. You're not engaging your shoulders. Keeping your lower ribs in. Good. Inhale, come back to the center. Feel. Inhale in the center. Exhale your knees towards your right. First bring them to 1 o'clock. And if it feels right, if it's okay, try to bring your knees slightly more towards your right, slowly. Try not to leave the left side of the pelvis. Keep it away from the left shoulder. Try not to compensate with the shoulders. Keep them relaxed. Ribs in. And slowly, just imagine that the gravity brings your knees down. So you're not trying to engage your superficial muscles. You are doing it just because of the gravity. Your knees are coming to the right. And exhale to the zone above the roll, and try to relax those muscles a little bit more. Inhale to the center, slowly. Feel the difference. Sometimes it's like, the sensations on the right. And now knees on the next inhale in the center, exhale, knees towards your left to 11. Sorry, it's my mic. I need to move it. And then when you're ready, if it feels right, Try to bring your knees over towards your left more. Keep breathing. Keep the right side of the pelvis away from the right shoulder. Try not to compensate with the right shoulder. Try to keep it relaxed. And soften above the roll. On the next inhale, come back to the center. And now bring your knees towards your right and then towards your left. So you're kind of swaying your hips from side to side, trying to massage. Imagine you're doing, a massage for yourself. So you're massaging the whole area, relaxing the muscles. Exhale to the zone above the roll and try to relax it a little bit more. Good, couple more. And come back to the center. Good, open your feet. Again, hip distance apart. And bring your attention towards your pelvis. See if your pelvis can become even heavier. So just let go of the pressure of your heels. Keep your ribs in though. And see if you can relax your pelvis. Maybe it will touch the floor, maybe it's not. It will not. Just see where you are. And feel that your lower back is curving a little bit along the roll, and it's lengthening at the same time. So not just bringing that down, allowing your whole pelvis to follow its natural way down. If it touches the floor, then stamp, press your sit bones down. If not, just work towards bringing it down. Keep your ribs in, but relax the muscles of your belly, especially the deep core muscles. Good. And then as you inhale, start pressing with your heels. Start lifting your pelvis, bringing your ribs in, but maintain the same sensations on your lower back and the area above the roll. Keep lifting the pelvis, keep the pressure steady. And when you feel that you have to engage your muscles to lift your pelvis higher up, it will change the sensations above the roll, then you stop. We want to maintain the same sensations in the area above the roll. It's like a neutral, natural stop there. If you want to leave it higher up, you would have to engage the muscles. So keep your muscles above the roll relaxed. And one more time. Exhale, release the pressure of your heels. Allow your pelvis to softly release. Imagine that like it's melting down. You're not doing anything. It's just the weight of the pelvis is bringing it down itself. The gravity taking over and bringing your pelvis down. And again, if your sit bones touching, press them down, so kind of curving that a little bit more. It brings mobility to the vertebrae of the lumbar spine, especially last two. And then inhale again, close your lower ribs, press with your heels, and lift your pelvis. Feel the natural stop. When the pressure is lessening, stay there. How are you feeling? Well done. Now place your hands onto the roll. Maybe bring your heels a little bit higher. Lift your pelvis a little bit and wiggle your roll a little bit down. So now your sacrum The bony part of your pelvis will be on top of the roll. You can wiggle from side to side just to find the right position. And then hands again on your lower ribs. Keep your ribs in. That will engage the deep core muscles and will protect your lower back, because you don't want to lower your lower back down towards the floor. You don't want to flatten it. You want to keep it neutral, because we spend quite some time making that curve profound, make it neutral. So keep your ribs in and feel that your lower back doesn't have any sensations of tension there. Then straighten your right knee, flex the foot and press the heel away. That will bring some lengthening to the area of the psoas muscle. And if it feels right, straighten your left leg, flex the foot and pull your heels away from your hips. Keep your ribs in, shoulders relaxed. Stay here. Feel the stretch to the psoas muscles on the both sides. Good. And then bend your left knee, bend your right knee. And now make sure that you have your block somewhere close by. We'll walk more precisely with the psoas muscles. From here, lift your pelvis a little bit and remove the roll. Then grab your block, find the midsection of your block, and place it again underneath the sacrum. So your hips will be a little bit higher up with the block underneath. Keep your ribs in, right? Bring your right knee up towards the sky, left knee up towards the sky. And again, if you need to wiggle to see that you are in the right position, go ahead. Keep your lower ribs in, keep your lower back neutral. Then maybe bring your knees towards your right and towards your left a few times, and that will help us to massage SI joint, sacroiliac joint, because again, sometimes this area gets compressed and tensed as well, and that has a direct connection to the psoas muscles. So we want to make sure that no tension in this area of your pelvis, in those two joints on the both sides of the sacrum. Good. Then keep your knees towards your right. Relax your shoulders. Keep lengthening through the ground, pressing with the back of your head. Bring your right knee in, and left knee slightly away from you. And then change, left knee in towards your chest, right knee away, and again change. Maybe you feel a load to the right side. It's okay. If it's too much, you can bring your knees slightly up towards the center. If it's fine, keep them more towards your right. A little bit more. Switch, switch, switch. And one more time. Bring your knees together, bring them to the center, feel the difference between the right and the left, and bring your knees towards the left, ribs closed, lower ribs closed in, shoulders away, bring your left knee towards the chest, right knee slightly away, switch, again, and again, and we keep going like that, slowly, feeling the psoas muscle. It's working now. And feeling that we kind of massaging and relaxing the area of the SI joint on the left side. And again, if it's too much, you can always bring your knees more towards the center. And then bring your knees together, bring them up towards the sky. Good. And then bring your right knee in towards your chest. Interlace your fingers, extend your left leg and bring it 45 degrees, flex the foot and push the heel away.
and see if you can keep your right knee in towards the chest a little bit more. That will shorten, it will kind of tense your psoas, but we're lengthening, and we will be working through the psoas on the left side. And for that, you will start bouncing your left foot up and down. Do small motions. So try not to, maybe do less, but do it quicker. Up and down, up and down. Sometimes it, wiggles your whole body, but that's okay. The moment you will be lowering the foot, it will be less. And now you keep bouncing, and I'm pretty sure you feel a lot to the psoas already. It's kind of burning on the left side, and that's what we want. Don't be afraid of that. And you keep bouncing, and you're lowering the foot slowly, slowly bringing your foot all the way down towards the floor. Keep bouncing up and down, up and down. A few more. Slowly, slowly. You're still working towards reaching the floor. Push the heel away. Keep your foot flexed. A little bit more. Now it's lengthening a little bit more. The moment it touches, keep it flexed for a moment. And then relax your whole left leg and foot completely. Allow your foot to drop to the side and feel the left psoas muscle, and feel that it brings such a nice release and relaxation into the whole muscle, into the whole zone. Sometimes you feel like it's pulling there because the muscle was too tense, and it's lengthening, and because it was too short and too tense for a long time, you feel the kind of pulling sensations. It's a little bit, it's not achy, but you feel that something is going on there. Good. Then bend your left knee and bring it in towards the chest. Place your hands on top and bring your right leg 45 degrees from the floor. Flex the foot and push the heel away. Stay here for a moment. And when you're ready again, bounce up and down, up and down. A few more times without lowering the foot. So it's like here with a 45-degree angle of the leg to the floor. And from here, slowly start lowering the foot. Keep bouncing. Keep your lower ribs in. Try to keep your shoulders and your neck relaxed. Bouncing up and down and lowering the foot. Keep going. And keep going until your heel reaches the floor. Keep your foot flexed for a moment and then drop. Relax. Relax the whole leg, your foot, the whole right side of the body, and feel that lengthening here. Don't forget to breathe. And if you feel those pulling sensations, exhale into the right side of the pelvis. Well done. Bend your right knee, place it onto the floor, and release your left foot down onto the floor. From here, lift your pelvis, remove your block, and release your pelvis all the way down. Place your feet onto the floor, feet quite close to your hips. Make sure that your feet parallel and hip distance apart. Now again, wiggle your shoulders. Make sure that your shoulder blades are flat and they're away from the ears, and you have a nice extension, elongation of your neck. Then grab the sides of the mat with your hands. And when we will be up, we're going to lift the pelvis up, coming into the bridge pose. You will be pulling the sides of the mat away from each other. That will help you to lessen the sensations in your shoulders and activate your arms. So your arms will support the weight of your body with not just your shoulders. Good. Press with your heels. Inhale, lift your pelvis up and start pulling the sides of your mat away from each other. Maybe wiggle your shoulders a little bit more towards each other and away from the ears. And from here, press with your heels down more. Engage your legs and try to relax your glutes. Sometimes we grip too much and it brings a little bit too much tension in the area of the two last vertebrae of the lumbar spine to the pelvic rim, and then we don't want that. We want to strengthen the deep muscles there. That's why your glutes needs to be relaxed. Try to relax them. We stay here. Push or pull the sides of the mat away from each other with your hands. Keep lengthening to the ground. Feel there is no tension in your neck. And check your glutes from time to time. Sometimes we just unconsciously keep gripping. With the next inhale, lift your pelvis a little bit higher up, and the exhale, release your pelvis down. Well done. Wiggle your pelvis from side to side. We're going to repeat it one more time. So with your hands, grab onto the sides of the mat. Inhale, press with your heels. Come up, lift your pelvis up. Pull the sides of the mat away from each other. If you need to, wiggle your shoulders a little bit more away from the ears and towards each other. Relax your glutes for a moment. And then shift the weight of your body towards your left foot. Press with your left foot more, so much they can lift your right foot off the floor and straighten your leg up towards the sky. You can keep your knee slightly bent. If you can't keep it straight, it's okay. Flex the foot and push the heel of your right foot away. Try not to lower with the right side of the pelvis. Keep it lifted, keep it lifted. Keep working. Keep pushing the foot, the heel especially, away from you. One more inhale. Exhale, release the foot down. We keep the pelvis higher up. Now again, relax your glutes for a moment. And from here, shift the pelvis towards your right foot. Lift your left foot. Try not to release the left side of the pelvis down. Keep it higher up. Then straighten your leg. Bend your knees if you need to. Keep it slightly bent or straighten the leg. Flex the foot and push the heel away. Don't forget to breathe. Lengthen through the ground. Feel that your neck is long, that you're not crunching your neck. Inhale. Exhale, release your foot down and then slowly release your pelvis down. Good. From here, try not to bring your knees into the chest. Stay where you are and just shift your pelvis from side to side. Good. And when you're ready, roll onto the right side of the body and come up. Come to a tabletop position. If you need to do your hair, as I do. So we're coming to a tabletop position. Hands slightly in front of your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Tuck your toes under. From here, drop your belly, open your chest, look up. Open your sit bones up towards the sky. You can, from here, wiggle your pelvis from side to side as well. Just release any tension in the zone. Exhale, pull your navel up towards the sky. Drop your neck and head. Head is heavy, dangling down, and tuck your tailbone under. Inhale again, drop your belly, open your chest, look up. Exhale, navel up towards the sky. Round your spine. And we do it one more time. Inhale, drop your belly, open your chest, look up. And exhale, lift your navel up towards the sky, drop your head and tuck your tailbone under. From here, come to neutral and drop your belly a little bit. Move your shoulders away from the ears. Press with your hands, and remember, you're always using your fingertips and knuckles, so you're clawing yourself down, keeping your wrists light. Shoulders away. Now, with the back of your head, imagine that somebody is pushing your head down, but you resist.
You do that kind of movement, still lengthening to the crown. And from here, close your lower ribs. Feel that you're engaging your deep core muscles. Tuck your toes under or keep them under and lift your knees off the floor. And see if you can hold the pose just with your knees a little bit off the floor. And if you closed your ribs and engaged your postural or deep core muscles, it feels pretty easy. Good. And then exhale and release your knees onto the floor. Wiggle your pelvis from side to side. We're going to repeat it one more time. Good. Bring your pelvis to the center. Claw down with your hands. Press. Lift your shoulders away or pull your shoulders away from the ears. Elevate the back of your head. Close your lower ribs. But make sure that you still have this curve in your lower back, so you're not rounding up. So you're not ending up like this. Neutral curve, ribs in. Lift your knees. Then send your hips back and bring your belly onto your thighs. Press with your hands. Without losing the connection of your belly and your thighs, start lifting your pelvis up towards the sky and back. Keep your knees bent so you maintain the connection of the belly and the thighs. Keep sliding your shoulders away and feel the activation of the arms, especially the inner side of your biceps. And from here, start sending your hips back. You will probably lose the connection of the belly and the thighs, but you maintain the same action and the same position of your torso. Your neck is relaxed. Keep your heels high up, keep your knees slightly bent. Downward facing dog. Good. From here, see if you can release one heel down without rounding up your spine, without changing position of your torso. You're just working through your legs, feeling the stretch to the hamstring. Couple more. Well done. Good. Keep your knees slightly bent, lift your heels, press with your hands and slowly bring your shoulders over your wrists. Come towards your plank. Try not to keep your pelvis higher up or drop it too much down. Keep yourself neutral, close your lower ribs. That will help you to maintain the pose. Shoulders slide the shoulders away from the ears, and again elevation movement with the back of your head. And then from here, start dropping your pelvis down, untuck your toes, take over with your hands and your arms, slide your shoulders away, keep your lower ribs in, and allow your pelvis, especially your sacrum, to become heavy. Look in front of you, upward facing dog. And the more you close your lower ribs, the less you will feel in your lower back. And make sure that your glutes are relaxed as well. And then lift your pelvis, come to a tabletop again, and just bring your hips towards your right and towards your left. Wiggle them from side to side, and feel that there's no tension. How are you feeling? Good. Come, sitting onto your heels. For the next exercise, we will need, look at this. He's just, I had to bring a second blanket. He wanted to be here, right on the blanket. So peacefully sleeping. Good. So, place your blanket onto your mat so you have a little bit more space to the back and pretty, so not in the middle, just slide it to the side and then bring your knees onto the blanket. Keep the tops of the feet onto the floor and bring your right foot forward. Make sure that your heel will be in front of the knee. And bring, maybe toe heel your right foot a little bit towards your right so you have more space for your hips. If you feel like you're lifting your pelvis, place the thumb to the crease of the right hip and scoop it down. So you're bringing your right side of the pelvis down and a little bit back. You can then place your hand onto your sacrum and check that the right and the left glutes or buttocks are at the same level. It means your pelvis is neutral. Then close your lower ribs and make sure that your shoulders are directly above the pelvis. You're not leaning forward or you're not flaring out your ribs. You know, some people doing, both at the same time. So shoulders above the pelvis, ribs in. Maintain the neutral position of the torso. Then make a fist out of your left hand and start pressing your sacrum forward and down. And adjust the movement of your pelvis. You're not changing the position of your torso. And you're just bringing your pelvis forward and down. And keep scooping your right sit bone under or right outer hip under. And see if you can come a little bit deeper in towards the stretch, in towards the low lunge. And feel the stretch to the left psoas, to the left top thigh. And maybe you do less, but always remember that you're not doing that or that. Pelvis is moving, torso follows, shoulders always above the pelvis. One more inhale. And then exhale, come out. Well done. Bring your right knee next to the left, hip distance between your knees. Keep your both toes untucked. And then bring your hands to the front. Keep them slightly, more to the front. Then again, bring your shoulders over your wrist, slide your shoulders away, and start sinking with your pelvis. Imagine that the elephant stepped on your sacrum. It's becoming heavy, but keep your ribs in. Keep your lower ribs in, and just allow your pelvis to sink. Keep your glutes relaxed, and hold yourself with the strength of your arms. So your lower back muscles, your glutes can be relaxed. And then on the next inhale, slowly come up. Well done. And then we do the opposite side. So left foot forward, heel slightly in front. And then again, the left thumb to the crease, scoop it under. And bring it a little bit back. So the right and the left buttocks are the same level. And make sure that your left foot slightly to the left, so you have more space here. Close your lower ribs, shoulders directly above the pelvis, and the fist of your right hand onto the sacrum. Press it down, press it forward first, and then down. And see how your left side is doing here. Keep working. And again, allow the gravity to take over. Shoulders relaxed, ribs in. There's no tension in the upper body. Keep working. Feel the stretch to the left side, to the left psoas, to the left top thigh. Inhale, slowly come out. And then left knee next to the right, hip distance between your feet, the tops of the feet down. This time maybe you can repeat the same with the arms slightly to the front. If you need more space, bring them even forward, more forward. If you feel that you want to go a little bit deeper, bring them a little bit closer. Then bring your shoulders over your wrists. Again, you're clawing down, you're not dumping on your wrists. You're using your fingertips and your knuckles. Make sure that your second index knuckle is on the floor, so you're not doing that. This is important. Then pelvis forward and release and make your sacrum really heavy. Gravity takes over and just pulling your pelvis towards the floor. Shoulders away, ribs in. And from here, allow your sacrum to drop down towards the floor. And just see where you are. Look in front of you. And make sure that the muscles of the lower back and the glutes are relaxed. You hold yourself with the strength of your arms. On the next inhale, come out. Good. If you need to sit on your heels for a moment to close your eyes, go ahead. To digest, to see how it goes. Because as I said, the psoas muscle has direct connection to the nervous system, to the sympathetic nervous system, to the stress response system of the body. And normally when we perceive a danger, potential danger, stress, it creates fear, meaning that fear is being stored in your psoas. That's why it's very profound and deep practice, and sometimes emotionally it's also very deep, so you can surface, you can feel that something surfaces, some kind of emotions, hidden fears start to coming up to the surface. Sometimes just it comes and you don't know why, but if you all of a sudden feel certain way, don't be afraid. This is fine. This is absolutely natural, and this is a good thing because you were able to bring it up to the surface, so you can release it and you can release the stress from the muscle. Good. So now we use the same blanket, but we place it lengthwise like this on top of the mat, so you have a little bit of space to the front for your shoulders and your head, and you lay down with your belly onto the blanket, so that the bottom part of your sternum, your heart region, and the front of your thighs in the blanket, and then place your left elbow underneath your shoulder and right elbow underneath your right shoulder. Palms facing down, shoulders away, so you're not sinking. Bring your shoulders away, and then again, press with the back of your head back and lengthen to the crown. And see if you can relax the muscles of your lower back. Sometimes, it feels nice to wiggle your pelvis a little bit from side to side and keep your glutes relaxed. Stay in the Sphinx. If it doesn't feel for you right, you can always slide it forward and lower yourself a little bit down. Works equally nice. If you feel that it brings sensations of compression and tension in your lower back, then you have to slide your elbows forward. And just stay there. Look in front, to the front. Your chin is parallel to the floor, shoulders away. Sphinx pose, nice, passive back bend, and really helps you to realign the vertebrae of your lower back and activate the deep muscles of your lower back. Good. Then angle your left forearm, so your left fingertips pointing to the right front angle of the mat. Again, if you need less, if it's too much, your elbow can be slightly to the front or a lot to the front. It's up to you. Then bend your right knee. Reach back with your right hand, grab the inner ankle, and then place your hand on top of the ankle. And from here, release the right side of the pelvis down. Start kicking the foot away from you without lifting the right side of the pelvis. And your hand resists. It creates a nice activation to the psoas, to the thigh muscle here. And again, if it's too much, you can always lower a little bit down. Keep it there. And then slowly release. And right from here, you can start bringing the heel into the glute, or you can try and bring your your fingers on top of your toes. And from here, bring it in. If your knee is coming off the floor, it's fine. It's a nice thigh stretch, and it lengthens the psoas muscle as well. And if you're really flexible and you can bring your heel almost touching your glute, bring it to the outside. And then on the next inhale, release. Go and lower a little bit. Bring your right arm to the back, palm facing upwards. and then left arm to the back, palm facing upwards. On the next inhale, lift up from the back of your head, still lengthening through the crown, and then lift your arms and feel the activation of the muscles of your lower back. Stay here for 2 more breaths. And imagine that somebody is pushing your arms up and back. And then with your hands, slowly bring your hands to the front, right underneath your shoulders. Start pressing with your hands. Feel that you can relax the muscles of your lower back. And keep your elbows close. Lift yourself up with the strength of your arms. Shoulders away from the ears, lower ribs in. Come to a cobra. Again, maybe you're just here. But very important that you feel the relaxation of the muscles of your lower back. Look in front of you. And release it down. Well done. And again, right elbow underneath the shoulder, left elbow underneath the shoulder. Sphinx pose, shoulders away. Press with the back of your hand, look in front of you. Stay here. Relax the muscles of your lower back. Relax your glutes. Then angle your right forearm so the fingertips of your right hand facing to the left front corner of the mat. Bend your left knee, reach back with your left hand, grab the inside, and then place your hand on top of the ankle. And release. Sometimes to do that, we're lifting the left side of the pelvis. Very important that you release it down. And probably you already feel that it's the stretch. Then kick the foot away and your hand resists, but keep the left side of the pelvis down. It's a nice activation. Don't forget to breathe. If it's too much, you can always, you can even release the head on the hand down. Keep it there. And then release. Again, you can push or pull your heel into the buttock from here, or you can pivot your hand and place your fingers on top of your toes, and you work from there. Bringing your heel in towards your buttock. Feeling the stretch of the thigh. And if your knee comes off the floor, this is fine. One more inhale. And then exhale, slow release. Well done. Then keep your left arm to the back, palm facing upwards. Release your torso a little bit. And then bring your right arm with the palm facing upwards to the back. Inhale, lengthen to the back of your head and lengthen to the crown. So you're lengthening. Feel that you have no tension in the shoulders, and lift your arms up towards the sky. Hands palms facing up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift your arms and hands higher up and push them back. Maybe you will be able to lift your torso a little bit higher up. Feel the tension and activation of the lower back muscles. Then with your hands, swing to the front, Place your hands onto the floor, right underneath the shoulders. Press with your hands right away. Release the area of your lower back. Keep your ribs in, and with the strength of your arms, lift yourself up into cobra. Shoulders down, ribs in. If it feels right, you can gently look up. And then release down. Well done. Make a pillow out of your hands and wiggle your pelvis from side to side. Good. And when you're ready, lift your pelvis, come up. And again, we keep working with the same blanket. Yeah, I want you to place it as it was for the low lunges. So you have some space to the front. And then with your knees, stand. Place your knees on top of the blanket. This time, I want you to tuck your toes under. Keep your ribs in. Keep your shoulders down and away from the ears. Then place both fists onto your sacrum. And without lifting your shoulders, without bringing your pelvis down, just on contrary, I want you to press on the pelvis, on the sacrum, with your fists, and push it down. Keep your ribs in and forward. Look in front of you. We're coming to a gentle version of a camel pose, and this is a great way to stretch your psoas muscles. So very important that you press your sacrum forward and down and keeping your ribs in. That will bring lengthening into the lower back area instead of shortening and compressing it. Keep pushing your pelvis forward and down. Look in front of you. Shoulders away. One more inhale. Exhale. Come out. Good. And we'll combine it with a simple twist. So again, right foot forward. Toe heel it a little bit towards your right. Ribs in. Then just hinging. Yes, very important that the hip down and under. So you keep it in line with the left side of the pelvis. Then keep your ribs in. Just hinge from the right hip joint and come into diagonal. So you're here. Keep pressing with your right heel. You can untuck your toes. You can keep your toes tucked under. Inhale, lengthen to the crown. Exhale, twist towards your right. And see if you can place... Sorry guys, I would have to move my mic to the side so I'm not touching it. Sorry. So your left, maybe forearm, elbow or the shoulder to the outside of your right knee. Palm facing to the side. You're not touching, you're just keeping it in the air. Very important that you keep scooping the right outer hip down. With the shoulder, with the left shoulder, you press on the knee and your knee resist. Make sure that your knee, look at your knee, stays directly above your right ankle. And again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist a little bit more. And feel that you're bringing your sternum, not lifting your right shoulder, you're keeping it down. Right hand onto your sacrum and slide your sacrum away. And now look at your right toe and feel the twist. On the next inhale, come out. And then again, bring your knees hip distance apart. Keep your toes tucked under. And your fists onto your sacrum. Keep your ribs in. Press onto your sacrum. Bring it forward and down. Forward and down. And this time, shoulders away. See maybe if you can look up. You can always repeat the same version as we did before. If you want to go a little bit deeper, press and see if you can go a little bit deeper. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale, come up. Whew, well done. So twist on the left side, left foot forward. Toe heel it a little bit towards your left. Keep your ribs in. Release the outer left hip down and back. Come into diagonal. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist towards your left. Place your right arm, forearm, elbow, or the shoulder to the outside of the knee. Press on the knee. Your knee resists. It creates the leverage point for you to twist a little bit more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper. Then left hand onto the sacrum and slide your sacrum away. And look down at your left big toe. You know, if it's a piece of cake, you can always lift your right knee and come to a deeper twist. But this pose is also very nice. One more inhale, exhale, come out. And we'll do the camel one more time before we're coming to Shavasana. So you can repeat camel number 1, camel number 2. So facing forward, trying to look up. If you're ready for a deeper version, you can place your hands or fingers right away on top of your heels. Maybe you can bring your hips over your heels. From here, again, Keep your ribs in, so you're not crunching through your lower back. And imagine that somebody's pushing your pelvis forward and down. And then maybe you let go of your head and come into a deeper camel pose. Keep your ribs in. Keep pushing your sacrum forward and down towards your knees. Inhale. Come up and sit onto your heels. Close your eyes and allow yourself to settle. Good, and gently open your eyes. And to come to the resting pose, I want us to lay down on the block. So now our psoas are pretty lengthened. I hope they feel different. The whole area feels different. And to relax them a little bit more and to do it in a passive way, I want us to sit, then release your torso down. Bring your heels a little bit closer towards your hips, lift your pelvis, and place your block under your sacrum on the lowest setting, right there, like this. Good. Ponytail away, so it's comfortable. Wiggle your shoulders away. Make sure that your shoulder blades are flat. Open your arms slightly to the side. And you can be here. And maybe you can try to bring one leg down, another leg down, drop and relax your legs and feet completely. If it doesn't work for you, you can check the position of your block and make it comfortable. If it brings a lot, very important that you keep your lower ribs in, because sometimes you're flaring out and then you're crunching your lower back. Ribs in, so your lower back is neutral. And if you are able to relax here, please stay here. If it's too much, keep your knees bent. Close your eyes. Inhale through your sternum, feeling the lengthening through the crown of your head, and exhale into the area of your pelvis, into your psoas muscles. Just stay there. Find the version of a pose that works for you so you can be relaxed. Maybe you start with your knees bent and then slowly you'll try to release your legs, straightening your knees. Feel that you're not carrying any tension in your shoulders, in your belly, in your neck, that you're completely and totally relaxed. Keep breathing. Keep allowing yourself to drop any residues of tension and let go completely. So you feel that you're restored, your body restored, your mind cleared out, and you feel ease and relaxation in your body and in your mind. Good. If you need a longer shavasana, you can always pause the video and carry on.
But if you feel like you're ready to come out, first bend your knees, place your feet onto the floor. If you had your legs straight, maybe wiggle your pelvis from side to side. Then lift your pelvis a little bit and remove the block from underneath. Release your pelvis down. And from here again, avoid bringing your knees in towards the chest. Just wiggle your pelvis from side to side. Now bring your arms overhead. You can stretch your legs again and lengthen. And when you're ready, roll onto the right side of the body. Bend your knees. Stay here for a moment. And then with the help of your left hand, come all the way up. You can sit cross-legged, you can sit Virasana style. If you need your block, sit on the block. Any version that works for you right now. And then check that your shoulders, try to do it without opening your eyes. That your shoulders directly above your pelvis. You're lengthening through the ground. And feel your pelvis, feel your psoas, feel your lower back. And see how it feels, how it goes for you. Have you noticed any shifts, any changes in the zone? How is your mental state? How is your emotional state? Has it changed? Just see if you can sense those shifts. Sometimes they're too subtle to see, to notice. Sometimes they're drastic and you can't help noticing them. They're there. You know that they're there. And whatever shifts you have, small or big, bring your hands in front of your chest, bow, and think. Thank your body, thank your mind for being able to bring it, to surface it. And thank yourself for practicing, for dedicating time for yourself. If you can, bow a little bit deeper. Namaste. Well done. Thank you for practicing. Hope you enjoyed the class, and please let me know if you have any doubts, questions, requests. I will be more than happy to assist you. Love to all.